Hello, mud puddles. Today's pattern is a platypus. The wonderful, weird, silly leftover pieces kind of animal. I love these guys. They're so bizarre. So we're going to make one. This is a more traditionally colored platypus using light brown and a darker brown yarn. Because I've gotten a request for it. The one that we'll be making in the video today is a little special colored. Unfortunately, I will not be making a top hat for him. But for the pattern, the stitches are the same. My colors will just be reminiscent of Perry. But he's a little bit more realistic shape than most platypus and most Perry the Platypus colors. But let's get started. You will, of course, need your body and your beak, feet colors. Some safety eyes. I am going to be using a 3.5mm hook, and then you'll need scissors and a sewing needle. So let's get started. So starting with your main body color, we are going to start with a magic circle and 6 single crochets. Four, 5, and 6. And then for round 2, we're going to increase in every stitch. And of course, if you would like the written pattern, you can go to mudsyarn.com, and then under free patterns, you should find the platypus, or there should be a link in the description as well. And also, if you like the fact that I make these free patterns and the videos for them, like, subscribe, click all the things. You know how it works. For round 3, we're going to single crochet and then increase. And repeat that around. And that is going to help give us an end row count of 18. For round 4, single crochet 2 and increase. 1, 2, and increase, increase, and then rounds 5 through 8, we're going to single crochet around. So I will get those done and meet you at the end. Okay. And then, finishing round 8, now we'll attach the eyes. Now the eyes of a platypus are more on either side of their head, kind of in between their beak. We don't have the beak yet, but we'll attach the eyes between rounds 4 and 5, about 10 stitches apart, and that'll put them this way. So here's round 4 and 5 on this side. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. You can see how the beak will fit in here. Adorable. And continuing on round 9, we're going to single crochet 3 and increase. And then round 10, you're going to single crochet 4 and increase. That'll give us an end row count of 36. And then for rounds 11 through 20, we're going to single crochet around again. This will give you that majority of his body. He is going to be so cute. I'll see you at the end of round 20. All right, and for round 21, we're going to single crochet 4 and then decrease. Decrease. And for round 22, we're going to single crochet 3 and then decrease again. Repeated all the way around. The end round count will be 24. Decrease. I'm going to pause for a second and stuff him. Okay. And then you are going to look at his little face. Squish him flat. And then, oh wow, I got really lucky and my end of row is basically at the corner already. If yours is not, say you squished it and your end row is somewhere over here for where you put your eyes, you're just going to single crochet to the corner of that, of his butt. And then using the, what I'm going to call the middleist loops, so it'll be the back loop. Oops, you're gonna chain one so you have a little space to work. Using the back loops of both, the loops that are touching each other, and then these ones, you will single crochet across. It is a little difficult to hold them together and do it. You want to make sure to only use those loops because then we'll use the leftover half for the next round. And I'm going to add a little bit more stuffing. And finish across like this. These last two are a little hard to get. And then if you are making a normal colored platypus, you can just start the next row, row 24, by using the remaining stitches, and we'll just single crochet around. I am going to change colors for my Harry. So I'm just going to start with yellow. But same deal. Round 24, using the front loops only, single crochet around. If you're continuing, mark that first stitch. Where am I going to go? This is your first stitch of the round. And there should be 24 stitches at the end. And then for rounds 25 to 32, single crochet around. Finishing round 32. Round 33, we're going to single crochet and decrease 6 times for an end row count of 12. And this is what will help taper off his tail. And then round 34, we're going to decrease every stitch. And then finish off. And sew closed. So I'm going to wait till I do all of my sewing to sew that closed. I only have to get my needle out once. Next up, we're going to make his beak. All my instructions up here. So in your beak color, which for me will be this yellow, if you're making more of the normal size platypus, it'll be a dark brown. We are going to start with a magic ring and single crochet 6. And then round 2, it's going to be increased around. And for round 3, we're going to single crochet and then increase. And for rounds 4 through 8, we're going to single crochet around. For round 9, we're going to fold it flat and single crochet through both layers. Eight, 9, chain 1, and turn. Now we'll be working in rows back and forth. For round 10, in the back loops only, we're going to single crochet across. chain 1, turn. We're going to decrease twice. 1, 2, 1 single crochet, and then decrease twice again. Chain 1, turn. Then we're going to decrease, single crochet, and decrease, and then chain 2 and cut a long tail to sew. And then when we sew the beak on, that back loop, or I guess that front loop row we left, will help keep the beak to his face. Much like that. But now we're going to work on his feet. You'll obviously be making 4 feet, again in that darker color. We are going to start with a magic ring, then 6 single crochets, six, and then for round 2 we're going to increase around. And for round 3 we're going to single crochet around. 12. And then take our little tail, shove it in there. So we are again going to fold it in half and single crochet through both layers. 6. And here's where we'll make his toes. So we're going to chain 1, turn, and then in 1 stitch we are going to double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet, and then slip stitch in the next stitch. And repeat that 3 times. So double, treble, double, slip stitch. Double, treble, double, slip stitch, and then chain 2, finish off with a long tail to sew it onto his body. So I'm going to make the other 3 feet and then we'll talk about sewing them together. Alright, I have my feet, I have my beak. Let's sew them together. First thing I'm going to do is sew his tail closed. Because we want to maintain more of that flat, I'm just going to sew it more like this. I'm sure there are names for the stitches, but I don't know them. Okay, this stitch. Now we'll sew his beak on. So again, this flat part is going to go against his face, and then you have those open back loop stitches to help. Take a look at your dude. If his eyes are more top or bottom, that'll help where you put your beak. But otherwise, you want that top row to kind of be between his eyeballs, and then we'll sew the bottom with the stitches. This is one I do recommend pins for. I don't have any, so we're just gonna kind of wing it. What I'm gonna do is stick it extra thread through the bottom here, and the way it's sewed, it'll stay more beaky. Tie a knot. And push that right through. And again, for his feet, I do recommend pinning them so that all four will be even. Dear old Perry has front feet that match his color. And back feet that are that yellow. But you'll want to put them, my goodness gracious, I need to find my pins. You want to put them more at the four corners of his body. His toes will probably be touching, and then you'll just sew primarily the base of the foot to his body. But again, if you pin them, that is a very good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take where that toe lines up, stick it through, and kind of arguably randomly sew it on. And the reason I don't want to sew the tips of his toes down are just because it helps give him a little bit more texture, a little bit more definition. A little bit more 3D-iness. And there we go. One super cute, totally not a spy, little platypus. His tail and beak should naturally have a little bit of curve to them. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed making yours. Please share with me on Instagram, on Facebook. Tag me at Muds Yarn. I would love to see them. They're so cute. He's so cute. I know it makes a click click noise, but I can't make that. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, subscribe, like, comment if there's an animal you'd specifically like me to try to make and share. I'm more than happy to do that. Enjoy the rest of your day.